Brooks, you got a solo gig coming up.
Yep.
Does that put more pressure on you?
When it's a solo gig, than when I'm with another musician.
Yeah.
Not so much. It's because I've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
You know, I've been doing solo gigs for 6 or 7 years now, and it's kind of my comfort zone.
Is it?
So yeah, definitely I would say so. And so I don't really feel too much pressure necessarily, but it is kind of all on you when you're up there by yourself. I mean,
yeah.
You know, if somebody forgets the chords, you gotta. It's you.
I think you kind of like that, huh?
Yeah, I do, and it gives me flexibility to kind of do what I want up there, and yeah, it's fun. The gig coming up, I'm gonna be playing with a good friend of mine, a bass player. He's either gonna bring his upright bass or his ukulele bass, whichever one he brings that day.
Ukulele bass?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, is he the guy from 3 for Silver?
No.
No, that's a banjo. That's the bass banjo.
Oh, okay, no, it's not one of those. Different. It's a ukulele bass, and it's this tiny little thing with these huge rubber strings, and it sounds really great. Like the tone is awesome, and so he's gonna.
How many strings does it have?
Just 4.
Really?
Yeah.
My dog has fleas?
Yeah, that's it. Something like that. A lot lower.
My dog has fleas.
That's it. But he'll be joining me for like half of the concert, I think.
Good.
So it should be fun.
Good. So it's almost. It's not like practicing, but it's almost like practicing, right?
When I'm up there by myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way it is. I mean, you can... There's a lot of freedom, too, to try stuff I've been working on that maybe isn't all the way finished and that kind of thing. But yeah, it is, in a way, like practicing, sure.
Yeah. Nobody knows it's not finished. You know?
Nobody knows, and that's the other thing. You know, when I'm by myself, if I get off track a little bit and find my way back, nobody knows that it wasn't supposed to be that way.
No, everybody thinks that's the way you planned it.
Yeah, so that's nice. And I once heard somebody, I can't remember, I think it was Chet Atkins, say, you know, when if he makes a mistake and hits a clam or whatever, to make it seem like he meant to do it the next time around that same section, he tries to make the same mistake. So I do that every once in a while,
really?
too. Yeah, I try to. It's hard. Yeah.
That's funny. So, are you playing original tunes or what?
Yeah, original tunes. It won't all be original tunes. There'll be some Chet Atkins stuff in there, Jerry Reed, Buster B. Jones.
Jerry Reed?
Jerry Reed, yeah.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah, exactly. So
what Jerry Reed tune do you do?
Gosh, I do a bunch of them, actually.
Really?
Jerry's Breakdown, Stumpwater. There's one called Jiffy Jam, Blue Finger. I love the Jerry Reed stuff.
He was a wild man.
He was. I really love the Jerry Reed stuff. So I'll do some of that, and then I'll do some of my original tunes and some other well-known cover tunes, and just a variety of kind of things. And I've actually started. You know, I've primarily always been an instrumental fingerstyle guy.
Yeah.
And then I've started singing in the last few years too. So, you know, I'm gonna do probably 5 or 6 vocal tunes also, which is 5 or 6 more than I used to ever do. So that's another really fun thing to start doing.
Was that scary when you first did it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, when I first even started performing, it was scary to talk to the audience. You know, when I was, of course, I was about 12 years old then.
Right.
And I just so terrified. I could get up and play. I was comfortable behind the guitar, but to talk to them and kind of entertain a little bit was scary. Then I got comfortable with that, and when I first started doing some singing, it was very scary. And now I'm getting more and more comfortable, so not as scary.
Do you remember the first song that you sang?
The first song that I sang?
To an audience?
I think it was a tune called 9 Pound Hammer, a Merle Travis tune. And that's one I still do, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's got the most work out of all of them. So I usually do that one.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I saw Merle Travis in a Johnny Cash movie from 1961 last week.
Really?
Where Johnny Cash played a homicidal maniac. And Merle Travis was an actor in it.
Really? He wasn't there playing or anything?
No, he did not play.
He was acting, okay. Wow.
So, do you write lyrics for yourself?
I don't. No, I haven't done that. Right now, all the original stuff that I do is just instrumental.
Is that common?
What's that?
Is that common?
Is that common for me?
You think you're going to end up writing lyrics?
I would like to get into writing lyrics, absolutely. I mean, I'm at this point inclined to do that. I just really haven't taken the plunge and just said, okay, I'm going to write my own first song with lyrics. Although I've written all these tunes that are instrumental, the lyrics haven't made their way in yet. But maybe sometime soon.
Okay. So, how do you see your music progressing? I mean, where are you at right now in your playing, do you think?
Well, where I'm at now, I mean, I started in the vein of Chet Atkins, of course, and the Jerry Reed stuff, and as you know, Buster B. Jones was my mentor, and I really, for years, like 7 or 8 years or more, I really focused on Buster's tunes, and I learned 60, 70 songs of his, note for note, pretty much, and I was just kind of a Buster clone for a while, and that really shaped kind of where I came from, and in the past few years, my ears have kind of opened up more to things I like bossa nova and a little bit of blues and jazz and all these little things that I'm starting to take and incorporate into the stuff I was doing before, which is a little bit more country Americana, and it still has that, but there's a little bit more flavor in there. And also recently working with John Standifer, who we've been doing the duo with, we've been doing a lot more like well-known tunes, some more standards, so that's been a brand new thing. For instance, Time After Time, Cyndi Lauper, all the way, like our record we did recently has tunes like that, all the way to The Nearness of You and Girl from Ipanema, The Wizard of Oz themes. I mean, tunes that are recognizable, that you'd hear and you go, oh, I know that one, and that's a great tune, but I've never heard it on the guitar before, or with a guitar duo, so it's a very unique approach, and working with John and all of his knowledge, I've really improved. So I feel like I'm just constantly learning new things, absorbing different sounds that I'm listening to, and that's kind of showing in my writing and my playing and arranging, and then adding the vocals in too is a brand new thing that I think is going to take off for me. I'm hoping so.
Did you ever think you'd do an album of standards?
I didn't think I really would. And like I said, from always just having Buster tunes and what John and I always joke about as guitar nerd tunes.
What's a guitar nerd tune?
A guitar nerd tune would be, like a great Jerry Reed song that guitar nerds know about. It's the really cool guitar nerd song that all the guitar players want to play, but if you asked, 100 different people on the street, maybe a few of them had ever even heard of the tune,
Or Jerry Reed, for that matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
who was also an actor.
He was.
Yeah.
He was in Smokey and the Bandit.
He was.
Yeah, he was a truck driver. So it was fun to do that project, to get a chance to do some more well-known songs, and that's cool when you are at any type of concert I'm doing. It's fun to be able to play a tune and for people to start singing along or humming, and they go, oh, I know that one. Whereas the guitar nerd songs, after 10 guitar nerd songs, they all sound like guitar nerd songs, unless you're a guitar nerd. But it's nice to have some tunes that people can relate to.
Okay, well, if we were to choose one tune from that album to let the people listen to, what would it be?
Gosh,
I know people always say that.
we did a fun medley of Bill Withers tunes.
Really?
Use Me and Ain't No Sunshine.
Nice.
And again on 2 acoustic, the archtop guitars, which John's on, and I'm on the classical guitar.
Okay.
So that's a fun one.
All the details from your solo gig and will be on this page.
Yep.
And just beneath this little player will be another player with that tune.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this gig at Alberta Street Pub on Wednesday should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot.
Tom, thank you for having me.